Got it right into my f***ing table.
Hey, I'm Janelle and this is toDIYfor, and my desk space has kind of needed some updates for quite some time now, so I thought I'd finally tackle this project, and of course it comes with a few little DIYs in there, so I'm going to show you how I remade my desk space and the DIYs that went along with it. So this is the space I'm working with. Yes, it is very messy and just cleaning it is going to do wonders for it, but I've got a few ideas in mind and I do want to keep the gallery wall. So to add to the gallery wall, I thought I would make this piece here. It's gonna have some pockets on it. I got these pieces of wood from the dollar store, so it's $2 for a package of 6. I'm going to bind them together. I thought I wanted to stain them, but I actually hated the way this stain turned out on the wood, so I opted to keep them all plain. And they kind of have some nice little markings on them, darker pieces. So those are the pieces I want on the front facing out. This will be the back of my piece. And to attach them, I'm using some popsicle sticks and some wood glue and hot glue. These are really lightweight. It's part of the reason why I chose them, and it's going to be easy to hang up on the wall. Plus, it was easy for me to put together. But because it's so thin, basically all I could do or think to do was glue it together. I glued each board together, and then I also put wood glue on the back of these popsicle sticks with a bit of hot glue, because that's going to hold firmly while the rest of the wood glue dries, because it's going to take a lot longer. So push those in place across all of the boards, and this is actually going to be how we hang this piece as well. Once that's all dry, I decided to make some pockets here on the front, a small and a large one to hold various office items. The pocket I drew had a little extra flap here on the end, and as you can see, these edges go out a little bit wider towards the top so that we have a larger opening. I put them in place with some gold push pins for a nice little accent, and again, regular nails aren't going to work well with this because they are very, they'd be too long. This is very thin wood. So I hammered those into place. That's the inside of the pocket, so now nothing's going to fall out of the bottom. And then I'm just going to pin these two pieces up in the front so that the pocket is closed. However, you're going to want to be careful with this because this wood is so thin. This is what happened.
Okay, so kind of got it right into my f***ing table.
So, note to self, be careful with that. I did end up having to trim those little pieces that poked through at the back. This is my craft table, so it's okay though. The second pocket was just a regular rectangle. I like the way the other one looks a little bit better. This one's going to have a tighter opening, and I just folded those pieces at the bottom there. I put the pins on the outside for a different aesthetic. With my last board, I just pinned one of these little clamps here into the top of this so I could clip different things in. I chose to put a map of Iceland. It's a place that I dream about going, so I'll have that top of mind. Lastly, I used the same fabric here, that faux leather vinyl type fabric with a bit of a sheet of foam from the dollar store, and I'm using this to make a new mouse pad. So I cut out a circle here, and before I cut it out, I decided it'd be best to glue on the vinyl with some E6000 glue, focusing mainly around the edges so none of that peels up, and then just push that into place firmly, no bubbles, and once it's dry, you can cut it out on the flip side. And I really love this mouse pad, actually. It works great and it's nice and simple. So this is a piece I didn't end up using. I previously had it hung up. It is a chalkboard, plus also magnets will attach to it. So I thought that I would spray paint it to kind of help with my decor, make it more white and still have part of the chalkboard, but I hated the way it looked and it didn't match with everything else when I was putting my gallery wall back together. So again, the ugly, messy before with the new and improved, clean, fresh after. I know it's not completely different, but I think it's more simple and a little bit more functional as well. And this little guy here, I just pinned it to the wall with a piece of that faux leather wrapped around it. It is a fake succulent. You don't want to do that with a real plant. And yeah, just kind of pieces together the gallery wall. It might take a little while, but you're good. So let me know what you thought of those ideas and the new look, and maybe let me know what your favorite DIY was. You can leave that in the comments down below. Otherwise, don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this DIY, and always send me some photos of your DIYs at home. Whatever you're making, I want to see it, so you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Janelle Steeper, and tag me in those photos so I can check out your DIY making skills. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back next Wednesday with a new video. Cheers!